we finally got the talkers. So, well, the communicators. And since my stuff isn't Bluetooth and I can't see it in my app, and I want to see it in my app and be able to update this and firmware update it and see what my battery is doing, I need it to be able to communicate with me. So these are my Bluetooth, the shunt and the dongle. The shunt has to have actually hooked up to the battery minus, so your black wire, and then everything else gets all your other black accessories that were attached to the battery, or in my case, the Linux distributor, will get hooked up to this side. So this is coming from the battery. So instead of unhooking the battery and hooking it there, these two cables, your positive negative cables, come through here. So this one's the actual battery one, and the positive one goes up there on the Linux distributor. And we're going to basically take the battery cable from the battery that's going straight to the battery minus one, and then we're going to take the accessory and an additional jumper, basically. So put the accessory on there and put the jumper on there and put the jumper onto the actual bus bar. So that will be hook it up all in line in a series, and you'll have it straight to the battery voltage, nothing else conflicting with anything else on the actual battery minus, and everything else is on the system side. Now, to charge it and power it, obviously battery power plus right there, and the battery power plus, you pretty much plug it in. As you see, it's going through the hole, because I was asking some people, can I just hook it to the bus bar and power it that way? They say you can, but you will get not necessarily accurate readings all the time. So I ran it through there, and I'm going to actually hook it straight to the positive side on the battery, so I actually get a better reading. And now for the dongle is kind of a little easier. You got to actually power it, so they give you these two little cables here. And if you look up under here, we got the positive and negatives. So basically you put one on positive, one on negative, and then you plug it into your positive and negative here. So, and that's pretty simple. It's got some double-sided sticky tape on it. Some people literally stick it up on the cover, and then when they put the cover on, cover all this up, it's there. Or I can stick it on the outside so it has better readings, can connect to Bluetooth and it's not within metal, which is kind of easy, because then I can just run the cables through here and run it up there and stick it to the side of the box. So either way, but that is my two communicators and what I'm doing for the system, so I can actually see what my battery juice is and what it's doing, and be able to update and see what my multi-plus is doing. Step 1, disconnect the battery, because I have to, because me and electricity don't mix. I did diesel maintenance and mechanics for 20 years in the Marine Corps, and somehow I still get shocked no matter what I did. I could have been filling up the truck and still get shocked. So I try to disconnect any type of power juice that will shock me before starting any electrical projects. But I probably will figure out how to get shocked somehow. I got the positive and negative leads. Woohoo, they are right here. Now I need to get a little tiny screwdriver so I can tighten them down and put them down in there. And I already started to disconnect the cables off of the bus bar, and put that one on there so I make sure I got the right cable, so it's not tightened or anything like that. But I need to go buy another one cable just so I can have that one connected to the accessory, and then the jumper connected to the accessory to go to the actual panel. So that is the next steps. I need to go actually buy one, because I'm all out of one. I have 6 and 4 and everything else, but I don't have that big of one. So it's off the West Marine, since I only need like 1 foot of it. The 1-aught cables are not as flexible, so you can, I was thinking about just putting it this way and then running my accessory cable to my accessory load cable on the bus bar, and then stick this back onto the actual spot instead of putting them both here. Because even if I turn it and try to twist it and push them in and push them out, I'm not getting enough room on the angle way I need to get it. It just won't turn right. So I think the best option would be to like place it this way screw it in this way. I just don't have enough room to stick it somewhere. And even if I pull it all the way out, this cable all the way out, it'll shorten this and I might not be able to reach my battery. So I could like put it all the way out and like kind of like glue it on here and then do whatever, or like stick it there or move this and shift this over. It's a little tight. Wasn't expecting this. Needing more space. Always need more space. But I will stick it there. That's the best option. And then that's going to my battery. And then I'll just add this to the bus bar and get my short run there. I finally got a little piece of the 1/0 wire I needed, so I can make that little jumper for the shunt. Yep, you see this is me trying to crimp 1/0 wire using leverage. This wire sucks. Seriously, does it take this to cut 1/0? Oh look, it's squeezing a lot better than I can squeeze. So I would say, why yes, squeezing it with a vise, and I don't have to squeeze it myself, cut it very nicely. Very tight squeeze. So to the battery minus, so that's going to the battery. And then we have a jumper from here to here to go to the negative load on the Linux distributor. And that will, and obviously load. So everything's on that side for the load. And that's how we squeeze that in there with the very tight space I got right here. Okay, now since all that is done over there, if you see the little positive lead that comes off of the shunt, so we need to put that to the battery positive. So we're going to do, obviously, hooking up batteries. Do positives first, then negatives. So we'll hook up the main power, or the main positive for the battery, and this little wire that's inline fuse that they give you for the shunt. And then we'll hook up the negative. We can turn everything on because we have this that we added into also. So it is, I put it on the outside so I can actually, so it senses it more and it's not blocked into the metal. And we have it kind of sitting right there with inline fuses, and up there on the power bus, basically positive side, negative side. Since I'm not really using the second one, jump into another box, I'm not going to end up putting another box in. So I just use those studs to give it its power and be able to control and see what happens. So, moment of truth after I hook it up. Okay, so everything is tightened down, connected. Let's turn on the switch and plug in some shore power, and obviously have that waiting. So my smart shunt Bluetooth is on. Yay, it was working. I could see it in my app. And when I turn my main engine batteries on, my Orion was there. And then I was like, why isn't my multi-plus turning on? My dumb butt forgot to flip the switch on. Yeah, I turned that on. Put the shore power on. But yeah, I forgot to flip the little toggle switch underneath. I'm like, oh my God, it's not working. Alright, I got some Bluetooth juice over here too. And I connected it. I need to tighten up those little cables and get the cover back on. And we are talking now. I can now talk to my batteries, I can talk to my multi-plus, I can talk to my Orion, and I can talk to my smart chargers on my engine batteries. Yay, progress.